Alright, so this is the second follow along. What we're going to be doing is the boy with hair. So I'm going to go file and then open, and I'm going to find my boy hair file, click open. Alright, so we have this boy. It's a very low res image. If you want to check the resolution, click image, image size, and we can see that it's 72 at 19 by 22, so it's a low res image. But what we're going to do is we're going to separate the boy from his background. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click my magic wand. I'm not using my quick selection tool. The reason being, it's kind of hard to select all of his hair and all of him at the same time. So I'm not going to use that. I'm going to go and use my magic wand. So magic wand selects single color. So it's easier to select the background in this image and take out the background than to select the boy and try to remove him. So I'm going to click on the background and I'm going to click it, and it goes all the way around, selects as much of that color as I can get. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to select and mask at the top of my options bar. So this is your options bar again. I'm going to click select and mask. And I'm going to change my view. You don't have to change your view, but I like to have it in overlay. I think it's a little bit easier to see. Some people like black and white. So I'm going to go with overlay for me because I like to still see the image. And I'm just going to click on my hairbrush. It looks like a little piece of hair with a brush in it. And I'm going to clean up all these jagged edges around. The way that we do it is you want to do it just like a brush. You want to brush it out. If your brush is not, you try to get as little on the red as you can. So I'm just using the edge of my brush to brush along the edges of these things. The less you interact with it, the better. And you just drag it out. And again, I'm going to do that down here. Notice I'm not just dragging everywhere and just tracing the entire image. I'm being very selective with my lines. I'm going to do his ear. So I'm trying to balance that little X in the middle of the circle of your brush just on the actual line. And I'm not going around the whole thing all at once because it has a slightly better effect, I think, if you do it kind of piece by piece. Alright, so it looks really good. I got his ear, I got it around his hairline. Again, if you want to go back here, you can click, instead of having it in red overlay, you can go to black, black and white, and you can see it a little bit better. So right here, maybe I messed up a little bit. So it looks a little bit better if you do it in black, but I like to see the image underneath. So that's how I got to my red overlay. Next thing we're going to do is since we were selecting the background, we will now want to select the invert. So I'm going to click on invert, and it looks good. I have a good amount of halo still right here and in there. Sometimes people like to do the decontaminate, and that kind of cleans up those areas. Not sure. You can try it. So I have decontaminate, and now I'm just going to click layer, new layer with layer mask. When you have decontaminate, it always makes it into a new layer with layer mask. If I turn that off, I can do layer mask just alone. So it depends on which one you like better. I'll go with just, I don't want to do the decontaminate, so I'm just going to turn that off. If you like how it looks, you can. For this, since it's a low res image, I don't think it'll matter, so I'm just going to do layer mask and click OK. Alright, so I got rid of my background. Next thing I'm going to do is come down here to layers. Make sure to see my layer right there. If you want to change it later on, you can always double click this and then go back in, select and mask, and you can go back in there. I don't need to do that, so I'm going to go back to my layers. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to Place Embedded, and I'm going to place that graffiti wall in the background. So place, I like how it looks. I'm going to confirm it, check mark, and then I just have to drag that underneath the boy, and that's it. So I have my boy. You can't really see too much right here. You see a little bit of the white, and you see a little bit of a halo going around. If you want, you can go back and see how it looked with the decontaminate. Click OK. So it doesn't change it that much. A lot of times what people would do is they'll turn on both layers and kind of darken one of them. So let's see, darken, So it kind of gives you a little bit more hair. Look, the thinner hairlines come up a little bit heavier. So you can do that. And then what you want to do is we're going to merge these layers. So I'm going to select all of them by holding my control key and selecting them. Or you can hold your shift and select all of them. On a Mac, it'd be your command key. And then I'm going to right click and I'm going to say merge layers. All right. And again, remember, if you're saving it as a JPEG, it'll automatically flatten or merge your layers. I just wanted to show you how to do that. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and I'm going to change it to JPEG. And click Save. All right, and that's it.